Why do people always freak out when you tell them that something's good for them? Their brain automatically switches to the other side. It's kind of odd. Well, today we're going to be talking about CPAP and sleep apnea and Prime and how we're dealing with CPAP issues here. We're going to talk about all of this. Grab a drink, grab some popcorn. We might be here a little bit. I'll talk to you about it right after this.
Everybody get up.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mark Staite, back here talking with you. Welcome aboard. CPAP, sleep apnea, obstructive sleep apnea. Yay, let's talk about that today. Okay, as we know, this is an ongoing discussion, even to the point where I've talked to anybody and everybody that'll talk with me about obstructive sleep apnea and Prime and our safety department and Mr. Lowe and Cardinal Health with Heather over there. By the way, thank you, Heather, at Cardinal Health. You were most informative about Prime and its current policy. So, first off, let's deal with sleep apnea, obstructive sleep apnea, and truck driving in the beginning. Then we'll get into the specifics of those with and without machines. Okay? I'll try and keep this organized, try to keep this video short. If it's not around 7 minutes, I apologize for that. I know the MTV thing kicks in and ADD and, oh, look, kitty. So I'll try to keep it short. Here we go. Obstructive sleep apnea. In short, real simple, when you're sleeping, you stop breathing. That's it. When you're laying down, your body stops breathing. You're breathing, you're snoring, and then all of a sudden, silence. And most times, it scares the hell out of girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, husband, whoever's sleeping next to you. And they usually tell you, hey, you stopped breathing while you're sleeping? Now, you don't know it because mentally it doesn't wake you up. But your body does wake up and goes, start breathing, stupid. So the impact on you is you do not end up fully rested. Physically or mentally, you're not fully rested. When it comes to truck driving, that's a bad thing. Because if you're mentally not 100% alert and fully refreshed when you start your workday, that means that threshold of fatigue is already, you just started your day and your fatigue level is already mid-range. So if you're driving and you travel 3-4 hours and all of a sudden it's like, man, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I slept for 9 hours. How come I'm so tired? More than likely, it's probably because you were choking and not breathing in the middle of your sleep. That's sleep apnea. And as we know, fatigue kills. Kills you, kills others on the road because all of a sudden now you're dozing off at the steering wheel. That's not good. And that's why the industry and trucking companies and safety departments are really, at least for the last 3-4 years, have really been zeroing in on sleep apnea and getting it treated within the driving community here. Me personally, I was totally against. I thought it was bogus. I thought it was voodoo science, man, voodoo medical science. And when I came to Prime and was told I have to do a sleep study or no job, I was still adamant. Man, this is just a money grab. This is BS. Bleh. And that's when the sleep study folks sat me down as I was filling out paperwork begrudgingly, and Bailey was her name. She goes, you know what, Mark? You're not the first one to tell this to me, but bottom line, no test, no job. Yeah. Crushed. Okay, we'll do it. Went through the study, got issued a machine, and within 4 days, my attitude about it was 180 degrees out. You know this about me. I'll fight you. You try to take my CPAP machine away from me because I have obstructive sleep apnea. I'll fight you over my machine. Don't try to take it away. I love it. I feel great. It makes a difference for me. It really makes a difference. And for, millions of others that have, it makes a difference. So don't be afraid of going to a company, whether it's Prime or any other company. Okay? Because it helps your health. Okay? Because think about it. If you stop breathing while you're sleeping, That means you're depriving your body of oxygen. You want to do that for 9 hours a night, every single night, every day of your life? You know how much damage lack of oxygen will do to your brain and your heart? Holy smoke. Think about it. Your oxygen levels are falling while you're sleeping. Anyways, talk to your doctor about it if you want more details on the effects of obstructive sleep apnea. So, as for the industry, expect it. New drivers coming in, old drivers that you've been here forever, expect it. If you've never been through a sleep study, it's going to happen. We're professional drivers. Fatigue and safety is top of the food chain with DOT and the FMCSA and the carriers. I suspect in the next 5 to 6 years, every driver out here is going to be mandatory testing for obstructive sleep apnea. Right now, there's a current test. Go online, Google this. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Sorry, Heather, if I'm mispronouncing it, but it's a Malapati standard. It's like 6 or 7 checklist items during a DOT physical that they run down. Are you male? Are you overweight? Your BMI is out of whack. Are you able to sleep while sitting upright? There's a whole checklist of questions that they do as a pre-screen to see if you should go in for a sleep study. Now, just because you go for a sleep study doesn't mean you have sleep apnea. Just because you hit 3 or 4 on the checklist does not mean you have sleep apnea. Only a sleep test will tell you. Now, currently, everybody knows, big boys like us, your neck is 16 3/4 inches or bigger, blah, 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 whatever. Just because you're a big guy does not automatically mean you have sleep apnea. Just because you snore does not mean you have sleep apnea. Okay? I met one guy, he couldn't have been all of about maybe 5'9", 6 foot tall, skinny as a rail. He's an old cowboy. I won't say old. He was just a cowboy. He's a farmhand. And he had one of the most severe apnea cases I've ever heard of. It was crazy. Skinny as a rail, Dude wore like a size 28 waist on his jeans. He wore a medium or a large t-shirt. That was it. And his apnea was worse than mine. So it doesn't matter if you're fat, doesn't matter if you're skinny. Everybody is susceptible to sleep apnea. Period. Indicators. If you've never been tested, if it's never come up, if the topic has never come up during a DOT physical, indicators to look for or listen for out of friends and family, especially your love, your wife or husband or whoever you sleep, if you sleep with somebody. If they tell you snore like a bear, you stop breathing while you're sleeping, and you're always tired, even in the middle of the day. You get up and you've been awake for 4 hours and all of a sudden you want to take a nap. Get checked out. It's that simple. Just get checked out. It doesn't hurt. It's an investment. Sure, if you've got insurance, let the insurance company test it. Go talk to your doctor, get a physical and tell them, hey, I think I might have sleep apnea. Can we get insurance to cover the testing and the machine cost? And your doctor, and you'll work that out. And most times than not, the insurance companies do cover. Okay? So get checked out. All right, let's move on to those that have machines and the issue of people being charged to have to buy new machines when coming out driving. Now, I can only talk for Prime in my experience of what I've learned up to this point here. When you come to Prime, if you're undiagnosed and you come to Prime and you go through the DOT physical at Prime and you hit the check marks during the pre-screen process, you're like me, you're gonna have to go do the sleep study, and that's going to be a yay or nay. Prime picks up the majority of the cost of the sleep study, and I think leaves you with a bill of, I don't know, don't quote me on this, I think it's like $300 or $400. That's payroll deducted in the future, so don't worry about it. You don't need to have that cash on hand. It's payroll deducted in the future once you're out making a paycheck, not during your CDL acquisition part. You don't worry about it. If you need a machine, if it turns out you need a machine, again, Prime fronts the money on that and does a payroll deduction. I think it's like $50 a week until the machine's paid off. Again, so don't freak out over that. Those are folks coming to Prime that are undiagnosed and have to do the sleep study there at Campus Inn during orientation. Now, those coming into Prime, pay attention. If you're already diagnosed and already on therapy, you've got your own CPAP machine, okay? Here's what they're looking for when it comes to your machine. It has to have a memory card that is removable and can be downloaded, whether it be an SD card, micro SD card. It's got to be removable media. It's got to record. It's daily, the machine's daily usage. Okay? If you currently are under therapy with a private doctor before you come to Prime, make sure your machine has that memory card that can be pulled out and downloaded. If you don't have one of those, get with your insurance company and your doctor, and I highly recommend get your machine replaced with a newer model that has a memory card that can be downloaded. Okay? If you don't have the money, or let me put it this way, if your insurance won't cover the cost of a new machine, and you know you need a new machine now because you don't have a readable memory card, come to Prime. Just know you're going to have to get a machine through the Cardinal Health Sleep Lab during orientation. Again, they'll do a payroll deduction on that for you. Hopefully that was clear. Okay? Here's another category of folks coming into Prime that Heather told me about. People who have been diagnosed with sleep apnea, have lost a lot of weight, gotten healthy, and they come to Prime and it finds out that they obviously going to put it down on your medical form that you had sleep apnea, but you're diagnosed, but now it's corrected and it's no longer present. Bring your medical records with you. Okay? If you, again, have been diagnosed outside by a private doctor, private sleep lab, private therapies, get copies of those records and bring them with you, especially if there's been a lot of physical changes. You've gained a lot of weight or lost a lot of weight between your diagnosis and when you show up at Prime. It doesn't hurt, okay? Regardless of which category you fall in, undiagnosed, untreated, and you show up at Prime, or diagnosed and treated and currently have a machine and show up to Prime. Prime and Cardinal Health are going to work with you. They need drivers. They want you. They're going to work with you and help get you around this whole sleep apnea CPAP machine issue, okay? Again, sorry this is going so long. We're about 11 or 12 minutes. Dang it. I hate it when these things go so long like this. If you have any questions about this topic, post the questions down below. Hit me up on Facebook, which, by the way, I got a new Facebook page. I'm steering everybody away from my personal Facebook page. Now you're going to go to Mark Staite Trucking at Facebook, okay? So if you want to join me, send me a personal message, please do it at Mark Staite Trucking, that new Facebook page. My personal page is going just to that. I've got over 1,000 people in there asking some weird questions, and man, I've got nieces, nephews, and my mom looking at some of these posts, some of these things y'all share on my personal page, and it's embarrassing. I'm sorry, but you're truckers. I love y'all. I understand that. Mom, not so much. 73 years old, and yeah, I don't think my 73-year-old mom needs to be looking at bikini pictures. I like looking at bikini pictures. Yeah, so Mark Staite Trucking, that's the new where I'm put all the YouTube folks, my trucking folks, my cruising folks, we're all going over there. Personal is going back to just close friends and immediate family. So anyways, that does that. Okay, questions, comments down below. I do thank you for your time. I thank you for your patience. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday right here. Okay, and Friday. I'm going to try and keep on this 2-week schedule. Thanks, guys. I'll see y'all next week. Let's get out of here.